Africa Poker Tournament. A lot of very professional players at our feature table today, so there's been a lot of action at our feature table.
Yeah, I think between this lot we've got multiple final tablists here. I mean, even Vessel Jacobs we haven't spoken of. He's a previous champion as well. So as I've said before in All Africa Poker commentary, you often find the case where you're sitting with more final tablists than not in this room.
And now Neil has also joined us at the feature table.
Well, we just saw Neil Andrews pick up a great pot on a set of queens over a set of threes, also holding off against a flush draw. But straight into Booker now, he plays another premium hand, a pair of queens. So Booker will knock it up with queens. Will Howie's son be beaten by the Booker?
I can feel the heat. It wasn't like this.
That's called alliteration.
I've been studying your English, Dave.
Our re-raise says son. So now it's tens. So Sun and Booker have got an ongoing warfare, and again Booker has got the best of it.
Patience is a virtue.
So now will Courtlev play back at him?
Lolly's being a bit of a philosopher in the background, telling everyone that patience is a virtue.
Will Booker now find a queen to make a set? Will it come ace king and scare him off? Yes, it does find a set, but it is three clubs. He's not going to wait. He bets straight into three queens. Just in case Sun has got a club in his hand, a big club, he's going to try and protect against it straight away.
I think Sun might be lucky that he doesn't have a club here, because if he did, he'd be a lot more inclined to call.
Yeah, 100%. He made the re-raise. There is a queen out there to save him. There is three clubs. He hasn't got a club out there to save him. So, as far as it goes, he's done well to do just this amount of money. I mean, if the board came 7-3-4,
and he does fold it.
If the board comes 7-3-4, I think Sun may have found the exit door. That's called poetry.
You'll publish a book one day, Dave.
I already got one, Caitlin. It's called a checkbook. Anyway, so we're back at the feature table. It's been all systems blazing, but the one person who we haven't seen at this stage is Conrad Coetzer.
He has been very quiet.
I mean, I've played many hours of poker with Conrad, and one thing about Conrad, he's a very active player, raising, re-raising, getting involved. We saw him get a little bit involved with that 3-deuce, but as soon as somebody re-raised him, he let go of it straight away. He didn't try to play back at the player. So I think Conrad realized that it is a bit of a pros table, and it's the kind of table that if you don't pick the right spot, you might get picked off quite easily here. So here's Neil Andrews, a pair of threes. And he'll pop it up to 4,000. I'm sure Andrews will have a lot of respect for this table. He's just arrived. He's not known to be a mover and a shaker at the table.
Snap folds all around.
Yeah, he's not known to be a mover and shaker at the table, so it's snap fold all around. And Neil Andrews picks up his first feature table pot.
Conrad, I was a whistleblower and you blew the standard fours. 1,400. Neil?
It's always much more interesting when you've got very talkative players at the table.
It just depends what they're talking about, though. Standard fours aren't really something that I classify as great conversation.
No, no.
Well, obviously, Brower and Conrad do. Anyway, this is going to be a big hand. We've got Sookoo with queens and Conrad, who's now, for the first time, found a hand, kings.
Very good pipe there. Not that I ever knew that I could blow it back.
He doesn't really have his usual table image going for him, though, when he plays a lot of hands, because he has been very quiet.
So he should have a little bit of respect for his table image today, as you say, Caitlin. He's been very quiet, so are they going to respect this situation? He has raised. He has re-raised. What is Sookoo going to do?
7,000 more to call for him.
And he's announced re-raise again. So Sookoo is playing the old Osiris, not the new Osiris.
Makes it 44,000.
Well, that's a huge raise.
A massive raise.
And Conrad has moved it all in. So it's going to be all in pre-flop. It's all in and call. The pot is almost 130,000. Everyone thought it would be aces versus kings. It's actually kings versus queens.
And the red lights are on.
Well, the red lights are on. It's Sookoo who's all in here.
Why couldn't I have had aces now?
And what a big pot this will be for Conrad Coetzer. If you remember the chip count for the entire tournament, the chip leaders were at about 130, 140, 150. So Conrad Coetzer, after this pot, will be right up amongst them.
I had ace, king, queen, 3, double suited.
So,
I think I'm gonna cry.
Just sorting out some change and pots.
Conrad, you know when I got knocked out the last final table, I had king. And Zachary went queens, and the queen came on the river. Oh, no.
Yeah, that was shit,
it's 5-9 deuce the board. What a great board for Coetzer. Nothing to worry about. Not even any flush draws out there. Might be a running spade draw for Sookoo, but he'd rather have a queen. It's a picture card, but the wrong one.
Still very nervous there.
One of 2 queens to sweat it. It's not going to be, and the kings will hold up in 130,000 chips to Conrad Coetzer. And Jay Sookoo, who we initially thought was the all-in player, actually it has have changed, so you'll still be around with us for some time to come. Let's get to the all-in action in the outer rooms, Caitlin.
Straight into big hands. Dion Anthony with ace-9 and MJ Peters with ace-jack. So Anthony looking quite far behind, but
he looks
ever
like he's
scary.
well in front, actually, the way he's sitting there. He looks very relaxed, but he needs a 6 or a 9. A 6 for a straight, a 9 to pair. He hits the 9!
Oh, baby, give me the chips.
And says, give me the chips. So MJ will be very devastated by that. He was bad beat to hit the rail, but the bad beats in Swaziland are commonplace. Booker will let go of Jack 10. Now, you see in the previous episode how the guys were playing Jack 10 quite readily. Caitlin, at this stage in the freeze-out period, you don't want to get involved with mediocre hands like Jack 10 unless it's for a good price in a multi-way pot, and there's all kinds of factors. But, you know, Booker just let go of Jack 10 really quickly. And now Conrad Coetzer, who's got a few chips, well, the minute he gets some chips, he starts opening up. Ace-9 offsuit, he raises with.
Back in action. Now, Lolly's got the nickname Limping Lolly because he is usually in a lot of hands, has not played a single hand this entire episode.
Well, I think as we saw in the chip count earlier, he is the short stack, and you can see he's got all his chips in his little hands over there, so that's pretty much all he's got left for his life. So he's looking for a spot to double up, and ace-7 at this stage is not a good enough place to put your money in.
And look at that chip stack in front of Brouwer. It's massive.
Well, this is interesting now. Jacobs has announced re-raise over Coetzer's raise. So is he picking on Coetzer here because he thinks Coetzer's got chips and he's playing aggressively? Or does he just want to get involved because he's been a bit quiet himself? So Coetzer now will let go eventually, and that's that. And well, there you go. Vessel Jacobs announces re-raise with King Jack and picks up the pot. Here's the tournament leaders, Caitlin.
Well, Ray Rami's still way up in front. New at the top is Mark Liffman, and Darren Kramer still on the leaderboard. Dion Anthony, who we just saw win a big pot and get lucky, is still on top there.
And you'll see from that chip leaderboard, there's all kinds of famous names. They're all up there. The best of the best are here. It's going to be a great, great season going forth. And from what I understand, David Daddick is still in the room as well, so who knows.
Well, maybe we'll see you later on, Dave.
Anyway, you won't see me again this evening. From Caitlin Fox and me, David Daddick. We'll check you next time.